Welcome back. Rahul Sharma is now joining us, Associate Director and Head of Technical and Derivative Research at GM Financial. Rahul, hi, good afternoon. Good to have you on the show. So, before we talk about our market, I just wanted your thoughts on what's happening with the mother market, the US equities. Is there some kind of a double top formation in the US market? Is that the sense you get looking at the Dow chart or not yet?
Yes, greetings, Anuj. Bipolar events and risk-taking appetite don't go well together, and we've been seeing that U.S. markets have been, especially Dow Jones, have been in some kind of a selling pressure since last few weeks. In fact, if you see daily charts, Dow Jones has actually formed a double top, which is basically technically a bearish indicator. At the same time, we are also witnessing the comeback of 1,000-point intraday volatilities back into the US markets. We witnessed similar volatility in the month of September, and we saw what followed later. So probably US markets are also hinting that there could be some sort of bracing up happening before the major event, which is markets not taking any risk going into the event, especially because it is bipolar. And at the same time, we've seen a very good rally. And it definitely calls for some kind of a correction at least.
Okay, so Rahul, good afternoon. Thanks for joining in. Given the sense of sort of paranoia right now in global markets as well, is this a good time to be thinking of short trades? You'd say either on the Nifty or on the Bank Nifty, or you'd say that would be perhaps preempting things a little too much?
Yes, so markets love to discount events in advance, and everybody would have their calculations as to how things are shaping up. We are seeing not so encouraging data on the coronavirus front in Europe and US as well, and plus with the elections lined up, markets would definitely want to stay cautious ahead of the event. Now, what is also back in the Nifty is the overall volatility has increased. We've seen whipsaw movement happening. We've seen choppiness back. We've seen intraday volatility coming back. Markets taking U-turn in a matter of 3 trading sessions from up to down to back again. So basically, what the data is indicating is, we've attempted thrice to cross the 12,000 mark in the last 3 weeks, and we haven't been able to do that comfortably. And at the same time, with all the kind of data that is coming from global cues, it is indicating that the markets are witnessing a shift in range from earlier 11,800, 12,000 to a possibly 11,700 to 11,200, which is a good 500 points from current levels. So this range shift is expected to happen. At the same time, we are advising our clients to stay light, stay cautious before the event. Post-event, probably we could see some sort of a reversal happening, but at least until the event is done, which is next week, we are advising clients to stay light on the long positions. At the same time, answering to your question is, yes, we have shorting opportunities available as well. I think the best way to trade this short side is through put options, especially with the November expiry put options. The 12 November expiry looks very attractive, the 11,500 put options. That can be looked upon to go on the long side. Two reasons. One definitely is the down move that we are expecting. Secondly, the IVs will also gain as we come closer to the event. So yes, it's kind of a trade where futures may not be the best way to do it, but options offer a good payoff profile going into the event.
And you could argue that it's available relatively cheap if you want to be hedging at 200 rupees, the 11,500 put. Now, Rahul, the other problem point for the market has been Reliance. After leading the market up move, it has underperformed and significantly. What are the charts indicating here?
Yes, Reliance has been leading the markets on the way up. And in fact, if we see a relative comparison of the Nifty with the Reliance has been the one which has been underperforming the Nifty, not quite like Reliance, especially in the last few months. So yes, the Reliance is clearly indicating that after such a mega up move that it saw in the last few months, it is consolidating. At the same time, especially in the last couple of weeks, it has seen that dent towards the 2,000 mark. Now, 2,000 remains important psychologically, as well as the derivatives also is suggesting some sort of support at 2,000. But the way markets are shaping up, the way the stock is not attracting fresh buying, even after challenging the 2,000 level, I think that level should get broken going into the next few sessions. And this is one reason why Nifty will also keep dragging down. Reliance will keep dragging the Nifty down, and we may see supports emerging somewhere around 1,875 to 1,800 on the downside. So yes, below 2,000, we remain bearish on Reliance.
Okay, so that's below 2,000, of course, and that's 14 rupees away from where we are right now. The other big stock that's been a talking point, not just today, Rahul, actually last couple of weeks, is Bharti Airtel. Equally dramatic in its rise to 600, equally dramatic in its fall to 400, and then today's, of course, song and dance. So what's the sense here? And this is more, I mean, I'm asking a question for people who are looking at portfolio positions.
Yes, Bharti Airtel has been everybody's favorite, especially when it came to the up move until 600 and, clients looking to buy it at every dip. Now, what has happened with Bharti is it has sort of, taken support after taking a nosedive around 400 levels. And what we saw today, if you just remove, like Anuj was discussing some time back, what happened in the morning, I think this stock ideally would have been around this level, barring the high that it made of around 488. So I think technically speaking, we remain positive on Bharti as long as it is above 440. What is important in the next couple of sessions is 425 should not be broken, which is the last 3 days consolidation lower zone. In case if it doesn't do that, I think there is a very good chance the stock goes up to 525, 550 in the coming few sessions. And yes, it has been a major underperformer. And what we saw today definitely is something which is very crazy on the intraday timelines. And once the cooling off is done, I think normalcy should return back to the stock.
Okay. What about the IT index and the correction that we've started to see here? Anything to worry about, or would you buy this dip?
Yes, in fact, Nifty IT index has been the star performer of the entire sectoral indices that we've seen in the last 6 months. And IT stocks have done fantabulously well. In fact, this correction only makes the overall trend healthier. So ideally, another 800 to 1,000 point correction on the IT index, Nifty IT index, which is would only make it an attractive buy, especially in the large cap IT names. So yes, I think the major trend of IT stocks of the IT index is still up. This correction is giving us an opportunity to get into these good names. Some of the names which we would have missed in the rally can be looked upon to re-entry, like Infosys, TCS can be bought into this dip. So yes, the structure is still up, and this can be a good buying opportunity in the next few sessions.
Okay, all right. Well, before we let you go, Rahul, I just want to get your quick sense on auto stocks as well, because I think you still have a positive view on the sector. And I believe you've had a positive call on Tata Motors as well. So where does that stand?
Yes, so very few sectors are, on a relatively strong footing as compared to Nifty Auto Index, which is so especially, after the data that has been coming from auto companies, the kind of sales that they have been doing. Plus, we have the Diwali, which is sentimentally also very positive for the auto sector. And plus, some of the charts that you see, Tata Motors, you see Maruti, you see some of the large auto names, all of them are inhibiting very good strength, inherent strength in them. And in fact, every dips are getting bought into. So I think the volatility, as we are speaking, if there is a bounce back, auto stocks are the ones which are doing very, very well on these bounce backs. And Tata Motors, this stock has been sort of consolidating. This stock has not really, given up in spite of, Nifty correcting from 12,000 odd to 11,700 where we are today. So on a relative comparison basis, the sector looks good. The stocks look good. Tata Motors, I think, is due for its, August high. I think around 155 odd is where it traded in the month of August. I think that level can be retested into the next couple of weeks.
Okay, Rahul, we will leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us. It was good talking to you.
Thanks a lot.
That's the word from GM Financial. Let's now move on and get Nimesh into D-Street chatter. Nimesh, tell us, what have you picked up?
So from a markets point of view, Anuj, we've almost given up most of the yesterday's MSCI gains on the back of global concerns, fresh spreads of coronavirus into Western world, and lockdowns announced by few countries. So that's putting jitters across the asset classes, and that's putting pressure on India as well. From a flows point of view, it continues to be the same, barring yesterday's big FI buying because of MSCI, but the DI seems to be net sellers even in today's trade. FN expiry tomorrow, and some large earnings will be the near-term trigger to watch out. But broadly, the sense I'm getting is it's better to stay light ahead of the big US election outcome next week. So that's been the general trend. But today's move is largely on the back of global weakness, and that's putting pressure on India as well.
And in terms of chatter, what have you picked up?
It's a little difficult to pick up chatters in an earnings season, Anuj, but still managed to pick up a couple of them. So first is PI Industries. Stock has been on a good move of late, but the sense I'm getting is maybe it will be a bit of a soft quarter for PI this quarter. So watch out for numbers, and the commentary will be critical to hear. So watch out for PI Industries. A couple of block deals I'm expecting. So Ultratech is the first stock to watch out. I'm expecting, there is a strong buzz that there could be a large block coming in Ultratech in the near future. So that's something to watch out for. In fact, there is a strong buzz that maybe one of the promoter entity may be looking to sell. So watch out for that. And the last one is SBI Life. Again, a large block expected. A leading FII who's been a partner to SBI Life for long seems to be looking to sell some of its stake in SBI Life as well. So these are the few things that I've picked up, but largely because of earnings season, it's lack in terms of real news, so to speak, in a lot of individual stocks.
Okay, Nimesh, thanks a lot for that. We'll keep an eye on these stocks. Ashwani and Mitesh now back with us for BTSC calls. Ashwani, so once again, it's somehow showing some resilience at 11,700, would you say? Any call on the index now in terms of carrying forward positions, and what are the BTSC calls?
See, last few times you came here and there was a sharp revival. That seems to be missing. Now, if we have some sort of follow through globally, it's very unlikely that we keep maintaining the range while the other global markets, they fall. And today, several European markets have broken down from a similar range that they were doing. We are outperforming, but you can't go on pushing your luck, because it is very difficult to see everything going down and you are going up. If that was the case, you would have gone up today also. But individual stocks, DLF is a sell with a stop of 161, target of 148. MM Financial is a sell with a stop of 125, target of 110. And UPL is a sell with a stop of 455, a target of 438. Just one caution that do not carry long positions home, because given the global environment, you could be running into a gap down type situation. So long positions are not on.
What would be your calls?
Yeah. I in fact have some longs, given the fact that a couple of stocks and the index are close to support areas. So Reliance, I've said 2000 is a very important level. It's trading close to that, so we'll attempt a long here. Keep a stop at 1990. Look for a bounce back to about 2075, 2080. And TCS has also come down to important averages, so buy with a stop at 2580 for targets of 2700.
Okay, gentlemen, thanks a lot for those trading calls. We will take a break. Once we come back, Nigel will take you through the rest of the show, and of course we'll have previews of BPCL and a couple of other earnings like Maruti, and Dilip Bhatt will be joining us. That's lined up on the other side of this break.